my dear ones, this is a timeless pick a card reading with the topic monthly love prediction with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. And it's particularly aimed towards single and their love life or non-existing love life, but can work wonders for other groups as well. Whenever you are guided to watch it, the reading will show up and draw your attention to it, and it will predict the month ahead. Sometimes it wants to show you that thing that you have already been through to make you understand your situation better. And this reading came to life by the sponsorship of Sarah. Sarah is sending all her love to Alan and promise redemption. And if you want to support my channel in the same way as Sarah, you can follow the donation link in the description box of this video. And you have 4 different piles to choose your reading from, and the first pile to the left is Enchanted Maps and Original Rider-Waite Tarot. The second pile is the Psychic Tarot and the Chrysalis Tarot. The third pile is Energy Oracle and Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot. And the fourth pile is Psychic Tarot of the Heart and Tarot of the Cat People. You can listen to all the readings and see what resonates, or you can choose one of the piles intuitively and go directly to your chosen pile with the guidance of the timestamps in the comments section and the description box. Take note that the reading can be in the reverse for some of you, and if you need more information or help after you have listened to this reading, you can turn to the love readings for the season that is up, or you can check out the pick a card and near personal readings on the first page of my channel. Click the headline of each playlist to see all the videos that the playlist contains. And I will give you a moment to choose your deck while I'm tuning into these readings. So I hope you were able to make your choice, and I will start reading for pile number 1 with the Enchanted Maps and Original Rider-Waite Tarot. So I'll take away these other piles here. So this is pile number 1, and this is the stone. I have forgotten the name, unfortunately, but it's a beautiful, beautiful energy in this stone, warm energy. And these are your cards, so I'll start put them out here. So we'll start with the Enchanted Maps Tarot, and then we will clarify with the Original Rider-Waite Tarot. Let's see if we can move this up a little bit so you'll see all the cards. So, and we will start with the middle card of this reading, the centerpiece of this reading. And it's Deep Freeze, and we can see a lion here that has been maybe fighting itself out of this wake in the water, or the hole in the water, and frozen almost solid close to this opened place in the water, in the ice. So what I'm seeing here is that you have fought a heavy battle, maybe for a long period of time, and maybe a lot towards your own emotions, and you have been now you have been so tired and so exhausted that you have been forced to kind of deep freeze your own emotions, or put a lot of distance between yourself and your emotion. And it might also be that you are a little bit on the tired end of dealing with relationships altogether, or your life altogether. Might have been a long series of rough things that have happened to you. So you have been forced to put yourself in this state of almost hibernating to survive for a period. But there's a slumbering strength in this, and the thought wasn't in vain. You did fight for a reason, and you have won a lot of experience from this. But there's still a kind of tension between you and your own emotions. You don't want to drown in this ice cold water, so you might have to deal with processing with your own emotions a little bit. And there's a video for this on the first page of my channel, dealing with pain, how you can work through this little bit of trauma that you have been through, or the rough patches. And it might be also memories of past lives and past relationships and childhood situations that has haunted you a little bit, and kind of maybe repeated itself in your life, and that's why you have been forced to fight this hard battle, both maybe towards people that wants to drown you in this water, but also towards your own emotions that wanted to drag you down. But if you can dive free willingly into this wake at times and be in this hole of water, kind of go down like the deep diver, you will be able to process this, and it won't control your life in the same way as it might have done up till now. So I reckon there's a song for you that's called Holy Diver, and I'm going to put it next to the timestamp in the description box. So when you click that link, you won't come to the timestamp, you will come to the song. If you click the timestamp, you will come to the correct place in the reading for this reading. Okay, so this is a foundation, and we have the sacred pool, which works well with this this opening here in the ice. So it's the primordial swamp, we can say, and it's the reason to maybe why you came to Earth, to sort this out. It's almost like a swamp. You always return to the same yucky emotion, or the same trauma, or the same distress, or the same heartbreak over and over and over again. And you have come here to kind of solve this issue and to heal from whatever trauma you have been through, probably in a past life that's repeating itself, and might repeat itself in life after life after life. So you'll find yourself in the same pool again, and it's kind of your inner child lying there, this very fragile, vibrating part of you that's so sensitive and needs your care and love. But it's also it's kind of your soul, so it's being sent here as a very loving vibration to an environment that's maybe a little bit too tough for it. It's the same for all souls. So it's very easy for this fragile, beautiful, eternal soul to get traumatized, because it comes from unconditional love and comes down in a world of contrast, which is this earth, and it's being manhandled a lot, or kind of traumatized or hurt. And why you are here is not to get hurt, but to learn a lot of things and to become a wiser and wiser soul. So if you can process the trauma instead of just deep freezing it, you will have gained a lot, and you will learn a lot on this journey, and this trauma will become pages in your book of wisdom. And this is why you're here. It's like you're this holy diver diving into an incarnation to learn a lot of things. But maybe you have been, as they say in the song, you have been down too long in the midnight sea. And here we have into the unknown. So this is the aspect of the future which you know nothing about, and you are very fearful that your past is going to repeat itself endlessly. So I'm getting the sense that you might be a little bit cold when coming into relationships, because you fear that you will always be thrown back to your primordial swamp and get feel the painful experience of your most fragile part of your soul. So you're blindfolded. There's a little bit rainbow here about hope, and we have a bird here. So this the divine trying to communicate with you. It's very dark dress and also gloves and head garment is blindfold and hair do. Everything is rather dark and a little bit gloomy with you, but not with the surrounding here. And we can see this chessboard floor here. So I'm thinking you're trying to be very strategic to not get hurt in a situation. So you have kind of deep frozen your emotion and expecting the worst here. And we have this red, which is kind of showing your sacrifice, the blood red of your blood, but also the heroic rebellious actions that you have been undertaking. So it's very scary for you to go into the future and maybe meet someone new or be in love overall, or find yourself in loving relationships or not so loving relationships. It kind of freaks you out or scares you to death because you feel like you're doomed to endlessly repeat this cycle of finding yourself back in this primordial swamp. That's actually the sacred pool. So I think I'm going to read this sacred pool card for you. So it's number 47. 47. And the world is a reflection of your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. Embody the love you wish to see in the world. So this is why we come down in density, why we kind of sink to the earth and incarnate. And it's because we need to see ourselves and what we are creating for ourselves. In another dimension, we are only creating unconditional love, but here it's like a little bit more hardcore. Here you can see the impurities of your soul, or the things with your soul that hasn't really come to a highly developed stage. And it doesn't mean that you're undeveloped, it just means that you are a pioneer, that you are kind of you are the pioneer of the universe, so being sent down here to learn things about yourself as a soul self, but in the bigger picture of all the souls. So you're actually doing a sacrifice by coming down here and looking at yourself in this contrast, in this black and white, good and evil world. So it's making you able to see your own world being created by the reflection of your thoughts and your feelings. So you're getting the consequences of how you think and how you feel, and you're supposed to become the magician that kind of solves this for not only yourself but for other souls as well, so that we as souls evolve together. So embody the love you wish to see in the world. And when you look in the mirror, do you like what you see? The Sacred Pool card asks that your focus on self-love and self-esteem, that you should focus on self-love and self-esteem. We are all works in progress, so a detached self-examination made with rigorous honesty is called for now. So both love yourself and respect yourself and have high self-esteem, but also see, okay, I could work with this. I can do this better. I could be more brave here. I could be more... maybe more ready to take consequences here and to be able to express myself better or to communicate in a way that other people can understand. So reflect by the sacred pool and be at peace with yourself. Can you see how far you come and how magical your life is? Do you notice the spark of the divine shining to your eyes? When you're conscious that you're the embodiment of spirit, it becomes easier to respect yourself and act in good conscience. And then you'll reap the greatest rewards. Your unique service to the world is not only needed but also celebrated. See the love within you. And know that if you cast it upon the waters, it will return to you tenfold. Be at peace, for you are beautiful and you are loved Act with surety and confidence, and success shall be yours, whatever your inquiry. So it kind of asks for you to be this brave lion and not keeping to sacrifice yourself, but actually finding a place of inner peace where the uncertainty of the future don't throw you out of balance. Okay, so where you can live with whatever happens and accept whatever happens, because we are just merely here for a short period of time. We will all return, our bodies will return to ashes. We will have to repay the loan and give it back, and we will again be spirits of unconditional love. Some of us will get caught in the land in between because of these kind of things that we can't seem to take ourselves out of our own nightmare. So the goal here is to become in a peace and accepting and kind of die before you die. So that doesn't have to happen. It's no big deal. You will always return to source eventually, but we all want what's best for us and for the world, and the best for us and the world is to elevate and to grow as persons, as people, as souls. So what I'm seeing so far is a great fear with you, fear of your own emotions, fear of becoming hurt, fear of the unknown. So if you would let go of control and kind of accept whatever happens, and always do your best in every situation, be heroic, be the bigger person, be glowing, be glorious, be very good on communicating what's going on with you so other people can understand and maybe help you with this work as well. So then we have storm field, and I'm feeling a little bit that this is maybe people and entities and situation coming into your life. You're trying to just live your low-key life, to not stir up too much drama or be put in a situation which you feel you can't handle, that's out of your comfort zone. But then kind of the divine is sending the storms to you instead, because you're not here to rest or recuperate for a very long time. You're here to do the spiritual work that you were called to do. So I'm thinking you're going to, or you have felt challenged, or you might be challenged as of now, maybe with a relationship or something that stirs up this emotions that you have tried to put in the deep freeze because of the exhaustion. And it's not only that you have chosen this, it's also the world has felt very cold, so you haven't felt ready to open your emotions. And here comes the world, not cold maybe, but still challenging you. So it's like you're pushed from every direction. You are being treated in a harsh way, and then in another harsh way. And everything is for you to yield and kind of let go of control and accept whatever happens. And then we have coming apart. And I feel that this is because of this cold within people, that they don't want to admit to how they really feel. They don't want to show vulnerability, so they never give their relationships a chance, because both want to come out on the winning end and being the one indestructible and not being hurt by what's going on. So we are trying to be very like playing our chess game here, and this is separating us from other humans, all our fears, all our negative expectations, and when we get overwhelmed by relationships and people. So it doesn't have to be you alone that's ripping you apart from this storm that's coming in. It might be that both people have some issues that's making it hard for them to come together as lovers or as friends. And my advice is, of course, to open up about how you feel and see if the other person is there for you. If they constantly let you down when you open up, you need to let the relationship go. But if there's if the other person is ready to open up to you and you are ready to open up to them, there can be marvelous, beautiful things happening. Okay. So here we have coming to life, and this is what the divine wants for you. They don't want you to be in the deep freeze here. They actually want you to kind of transform from the caterpillar, very deep frozen caterpillar, to the butterfly. And they want you to come out of your comfort zone and be ready to face life again with all its hazard and all its dangers, and go there like a good soldier, and not to exhaust yourself, but to share the love. And here we have home. So home is where the heart is. Home is where you can feel that you love yourself and that you respect yourself. So whatever happens, even if your home is being threatened by a storm and you don't know what's going to happen afterwards, wherever you go, there you are. So if you can take with you this sense of home, this sense of belonging, this sense of being entitled and having the right to love and to exist and to, breathe in air in your lungs, if you can feel entitled to having the right to be you, I think you can go more calmly to this. Yes, and the storm doesn't have to be a bad thing. It's like a person wants to take you out of your comfort zone, but you get freakishly scared. But if you can take this inner peace with you wherever you go and take really good care of yourself, don't expect other people to take care of you. Expect you to take care of you, and then expect other people to be challenges, but also expect them to be able to catch you a little bit when you fall. So try to be a little bit vulnerable, communicate about how you feel, and see if they can kind of be there for you or not. So that's the test you might need to put your relationships through. If it's possible to communicate, there's possibility to have a relationship. If there's no communication, you can communicate something to a person and they say, yes, okay, I will fix it. And then they never fix it, or they fall back into the old pattern. At least they tried. But if they only try, for a little while to keep you happy, and it doesn't go deep, like no deep, real personal growth or work here, eventually you might need to let the relationship go. But if there's communication and improvement, you're both working together to make each other more and more happy, then there's something to build on. Okay. So, and here we have movement. So, I think this is kind of the divine wants to move your comfort zone from one place to another, to move you into a new direction, to new adventures. There might be a little bit too much adventures at times, but it's going to lead to something good anyway. So it's almost like the universe is carrying you into a new situation, something that is going to be a part of your destiny. It's the next station for your destiny train. But you're very tired and very frozen here. So making choices. So it's kind of up to you here how brave you can be and how much you are able to open up and show vulnerability, but in the same time be ready to protect yourself and have this self-esteem, this self-love, to be able to have your home with you wherever you go. It's very important to have this sense of inner peace. So even if you are in a relationship, you can choose to not be, because you're always at home with yourself. So you want to be able to share this with a person, and you have this opportunity here, it seems. But it kind of depends on if the fear can subside in both people, and work can be done. If that's not happening, then you might have to retreat to your safety zone again, even if the divine is trying to move you into some kind of future here with some cooking up with dualities. So always take good care of yourself, but also always try your best in every situation, and try to not be so scared. Know that you are always there to take care of you. You're not going to let yourself be too harmed. We can never guard ourselves against pain, but we can take care of ourselves when pain comes, and take the time to mourn, but also take the time to rejoice and make our life happy. We should always have a list of happy things we like to do that can cheer us up when we need to build a platform for ourselves with happiness and inner peace in a maybe a little bit stormy weather. And I'm feeling it's almost like love wants to come in, but that you are not really ready because you're very exhausted from past situations. Okay, so we will clarify now with the original Rider-Waite tarot. So we have the Fool here, and it goes well with the Sacred Pool. And what we see here is this inner child, this innocence, the soul that came down, and it doesn't know what's going to happen. The blindfold here, she doesn't know what's going to happen. She can also fall over the edge here. But there's a white rose or a white lily or something, and this white dog, so showing the best intentions that you have for this journey. So your soul's journey. And the Fool is very... it has this capacity of being in the now. So it throws off old things and leave it behind and never to return. So it's not a very nostalgic kind of energy. It's just embracing itself until the next adventure, the next adventure, the next adventure. So don't feel too, bummed out when things doesn't work your way, because the Fool, this energy of the Fool, can always bring you into new situations. And here we have the universe wants to take you into the future. You're a little bit suspicious towards that. And you feel, no, I'm too vulnerable. I don't want to be carried anywhere. I want to stay here and have my cup closed so no one will see my feelings, because I feel like I'm over emotional, or there's too much emotions, or no one can handle me, or I'm big trouble for everyone. And then we have the Storm field. So this is, sense the new person coming in. It can be an earth sign, but it doesn't have to be an earth sign. It can be a person that's kind of initially at least willing to do the work together with you. So it's some kind of startup anyway. But we can see again these two children walking away from each other. I'm feeling like it's a start, but still you're walking away from each other. And I'm thinking it's out of fear of emotions. We can be fearful of falling in love, or fearful of not falling in love, or fearful of not getting the right emotion and have to say no to a person, or fearful that they will not get the right emotion and they will say no to us, and things like this. So it's separating you and a person that seems to be destined here by the universe to come in, but you don't want it because you're scared of opening up. And here we have clarifying for coming to life. We have the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. So it's about letting go of this security, letting go of the high walls, the protection, and go outside of your comfort zone. Seek out pools of people, not pools of icy water, but pools of people where you can find your next adventure. Okay. And here we have the Deep Freeze together with the Seven of Pentacles. So I'm feeling like it's the divine almost having patience with you for being able to come out of this this fear, or this tiredness, or this you feeling so overwhelmed. And I'm also feeling like it's you that you don't have much hope that things will turn to the better, but you haven't given up totally. You're still the lion. You still have capacity. It's just that Seven of Pentacles is a challenge. How much work do you put into a situation before you call it a day and say, okay, I'm giving up? And you are kind of asked to not give up, no matter how much work you need to put into this situation. And then we have to clarify home. We have the Nine of Pentacles. So it shows this your capacity to go back into your own comfort zone, and that it might be boring at times to have to do this. You didn't want to become single again, or you didn't want to adventure to stop. You wanted to have your forever home, but at times you need to kind of return to your oasis in the desert and be on your own again. So you need to be prepared for that, so that you don't get so super sad if this happens. Always be prepared to go back there, because you might need to do so to not put yourself in a situation that will again kind of exhaust you, abuse you, overwhelm you, use you, or whatever has happened here in the past. So always be ready to take good care of yourself, even if it's boring to disconnect from the adventure and say, okay, so we tried, now I'm going to go back home. Okay. And the coming apart, we have the Four of Cups to clarify. And it says that you are being granted a gift with this new relationship coming in. But the question is, will you take it, or will you, sulk of what has been and how harsh life is, and that you don't want to take chances, and you don't want to get hurt again, and you don't want to open up to someone and then find them not opening up to you. So sulking like a little baby in the eyes of the universe. But they hope that you will try to take the chance and go on this adventure, even if it's just for a while. And then we have making choice and Nine of Swords. So it seems like a lot of choices is made to avoid pain. Maybe you are asked to take a little bit more brave decision. You can't avoid pain altogether. If you're going to be alive, coming to life, you can't totally protect yourself. To be alive also means to risk death. The seed can stay in its shell for maybe hundreds of years, surviving drought or cataclysms on earth happening, and one day it will be brave enough to crack open and come out. So as long as you stay in the seed, you will be secure, but you will not live. You will be almost alive but dead, like in this boring desert period. So 9. So you're kind of asked to be a little bit more brave. And the last card is the 10 of Pentacles. So I'm feeling this is the castle, and it's the ball, and here is your person, and you have a good chance of making it happen with someone here. Maybe an earth sign, is a lot of earth here, but it can be a person that's down to earth, practical, that has maybe earth in their chart somewhere. And being practical, kind of reliable, but they're scared too. It's just a child here, it's just a page, but you are just a fool as well. So, there's a chance here if you don't get too skittish, if you don't get too scared, if you take your chances. But it's no guarantees. So that much I can tell you. There's no guarantees. Okay, so I'll show you this from above. It looks like this. And I hope this helped, and I want you to take really good care. You can continue watching the other readings, or you can be satisfied with this. It's totally up to you and your own intuition. So I will take together the cards and move on to pile number 2. So, pile number 2. And this pile is with this rose quartz that's not being polished or anything. It's raw rose quartz. Beautiful stone. And I'm putting it there. And these are your cards. So I start with it's the Psychic Tarot. Yeah, Psychic Tarot. And I'll just put them out here. So we'll start with a center card, and it's heartache and loss. So you have been through a lot, and you have felt very pain-stricken by the world. This is almost like your black wings. Like you almost feel like you deserved it. For some reason you must have deserved it, because why else would the divine have sent you all this heartache and pain? But we can see that your head is kind of free, and it's up in the clouds, so you know that this isn't real. You have you know, you kind of know your destiny, and you know you're here for a good reason, and that you're not here to be tormented. But life is hard. It's hard to come down in this dense energy and to try to to live your life in the best way possible and not hurt others and not get to hurt yourself. But you have been a good trooper. You have played a good game, and you have loved and lost, and it has been very painful for you, and you might be very scared for what's coming in the future, if there will be more of this thing. We can see it's almost like a heart here in your solar plexus, and it's also radiating faintly to the sides. So I'm thinking you still have a lot of love to give. You're just very unsure where to give it because the world seems so harsh. Okay, and here we have love begins. So it's an Ace of Cups. So it might be that you have recently met someone, or you have felt the ignition to deepen your love relationships, or to get new love relationships, or feeling the longing for having love in your life again, but you're scared because of this heartache and pain. And it's the rainbow there showing that there's hope in this situation. And here we also have a Nine of Cups. So Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment, and it's 9, so it's connected to the Hermit. So it shows that you need to be the one fulfilling your wishes yourself. You are the one that's going to start the ignition. It's not going to come and land in your lap anything that's wonderful or worth having. You're going to have to try. You're going to have to put yourself out there and kind of start to envision what it is that you want, and try to find a person that kind of match your expectations in the best way possible. So don't settle too much. With the Nine of Cups, it shows that you might need to again withdraw into the Hermit mode, if that is the best option for you, if the world isn't supporting you enough. So you need to remember that you are the one that's responsible for your own happiness, but you are asked to invite new happiness in your life. It's time. And here we have the firm foundation. So we can say you have been to hell and back. We can see the connections in these cards with a triangle here. It has been hard for your soul to be down in the incarnation. It has cost you a lot. It has cost you greatly, I'm feeling. You have been very challenged at times, but it has made you also incredibly strong, and you're not a pushover. So the world can't push you over, or can't really put you in the victim role anymore. This is a very damaged part of you, but it has made you super strong. So it was also a reason for the damage. You have maybe lost some of your naivety and become more warrior-like. So you don't take the same crap or BS that you might have done in the past. And you're not as fearful of the consequences. You have been to hell and back, so what can they more do to you? So that has made you super strong. You know now that you can manage almost anything. Okay, you can survive through anything. And here we have sacrifice, and it's another rainbow. So this almost reminds me of the lotus flower, kind of diving deep with its roots in the muddy water and then coming up like this beautiful lotus flower. And I'm thinking this is you, almost like the traumatized healer, like you are damaged healer. You're a healer that has you have been through this hellhole and swam really deep down in the dirty roots and found out a lot of things there, a lot of wisdom that you can spread with the world. So we can see it's a lot of clouds here. So I'm thinking you have learned some kind of philosophy, or you have taken down something from heaven to earth by your excavating of this the deepest, darkest corner of earth, but also the highest and most challenging corners of earth. So you have been almost everywhere. And this is 12. 1 plus 2 is 3. Then we have 4. So this is the masculine, the feminine. So it seems like your feminine side has sacrificed a great deal, but you have become more masculine lately due to the heartache and pain you have been through. So you're better now on taking care of yourself, but your soul is still very ready to sacrifice itself for knowledge and wisdom, and to to get the know-how. So you're ready to maybe dive yet another time in this, into the deep muddy water. I'm hearing a song, and I'm thinking it's a Pink song, and it's something try. So I will put it in the description box. Next to the timestamps, there will be a link in parentheses. I don't know the name. This you will. So when you click the numbers, you will come to the right time in the reading, and when you click the link, you will come to your song, which is try. So you're asked to try again and again, even though it's painful and it's giving you a lot of grief, but it's giving you a lot of strength as well, and a lot of wisdom. So you learned so much already, so there's so much more to learn, but of course it's going to be painful, but no pain, no gain. Okay, so, and here we have authority, and it's the Emperor, and it comes between love begins, Ace of Cups, and this sacrifice. So there's kind of limit to what you want to sacrifice. The feminine aspect of kind of being pregnant with new wisdom, and this is the masculine aspect, and this is love. So I'm seeing two things here. One is that you don't want to sacrifice too much, so there's limit to your sacrifices, but also that if you're dealing with a masculine element, that masculine element can be a little bit stubborn and pig-headed, and might wish for you to have the heartache instead of them. So maybe putting themselves on a little bit elevated position, or in a position that they're very hard to reach. So that might be something that you need to work with this kind of energies. So we'll see here. And here we have mental conflict. So I'm thinking you're going to deal with a person that has, they're trying to be very logic. They don't want to open their heart because they don't want to have a heartache, maybe like you have had. So this will be a person that you for some reason will be drawn to, but that might be very much up in their head. And this is of course also pointing to you, because it's mirroring you. Every person on the outside mirroring something on your inside. 2, 3, 4. And it's what it's mirroring. It's your ability to create fear in your own life with your own thinking, so that you get very scared, and you get almost too fragile and too easily scared, because you're overthinking things, and thereby you're trying to keep a very diplomatic kind of surface, and you don't go into the depth of the matters. That maybe you need to challenge this authority and tell them that if we're going to have like love here, you are going to have to lower your arms. You can see this, the person's posture of their arms is different. And expose your heart chakra too. In other case, it won't be any relationship or any situation or any adventure here. This new love begins that wants to go into 9 of Cups. So it might be that you, with what you have gone through with when it comes to heartbreak, might want to not care the yoke anymore, sacrifice, being Jesus on the cross forever and ever. Maybe it's time for this other energy also to bear some of the cross. That can be the aim towards this new situation. New situation, yes, prosperity begins. I think I talked about this seed being down in the deep earth. And it seems like it's time for it to actually come forward and bear fruits. So you can't hide away anymore. The work needs to be done, even if it's tough work with tough and somewhat pig-headed people that kind of not want to admit maybe to having any problems at all. You are the only one with problems. You are the only one feeling this dissonance or this dramatic feelings. They are totally okay, and that's not true. It's just that they are loading over their crap on you, so that you are carrying all the burden. So they feel totally at peace, and they don't have a worry in the world, because they are making you carrying it. So you are going to have to deal with that imbalance and not to sacrifice yourself this time. And then we have memories of love, 6 of Cups. So it's almost like a crack here between the divine masculine and the divine feminine, and like a parting that has been for a very long time. And you might be advised to take the first step into healing this gap. And it's second chances, it's new chances to heal and come back together in love, and to heal what was broken, and to find love again. But it's with a very challenging energy here. I'm not saying that they are totally daft, because they seem kind of enlightened. It's just that they are scared to open their heart. They might have saved some kind of trauma there that they are trying to rationalize about, and therefore they might be a little bit hard to get under their skin. So it might be a short relationship because of this dynamics here. You might just make them interested, but then you see they have no capacity to open up or share with you. They just want to offload their own pain on you. Then you will have to choose yourself here with the 9 of Cups. This can be a relationship like with the right kind of people if they do the work too. But if not, you take care of you with the most beautiful love here, because your love that you have to share is the most valuable thing there is. So you're not supposed to give it away to someone that's not giving equal back. So it might be short and not even sweet, but it's your next train station stop with this relationship. Maybe you just have to tell someone that they're not going to win with this kind of attitude, that they are not going to get any from anyone if they are behaving like this, that everyone needs to share, everyone needs to show vulnerability, everyone needs to be a part of. It's not for one to sit safe and the other one to carry the yoke. Okay, so I will clarify with see if I remember here the Chrysalis Tarot, and we have here the Start card together with this Ace of Cups. So it's clearly this is part of your life mission, something that you're supposed to share with the world, why you came. So you're also being very helped by the divine. And we can see a lot of horses here. So horses are strong. They can go to war with you, but they are also very skittish. They can be full of adrenaline and explode. So it's about you being both. Okay, very sensitive tool for the universe. You can both go to war, but also kind of explode when things are not in the way that makes you feel safe and taken care of. So you're not supposed to be super cool or super cold. You're supposed to be sensitive and feel when something is wrong, so you can take it to surface like this with the Sacrifice card and make things available for everyone to see. And here we have the King of Scrolls, so this the King of Swords. It might have something to do with the authority figure here. And so this is someone that has collected a lot of knowledge in the most beautiful way. But I'm thinking they have a hard time with their rabbit, with their more sensitive side to them, that they might be freakishly scared of their own emotions. Rabbits are so fragile. They can die just from shock. So the person that seems the most having it all together can be the most fragile. So that might be one reason to why they are trying to intellectualize about the relationship and be all up in their head. I think it's a beautiful energy if you can come underneath the surface of this person. I'm not saying that you owe them anything. It's just that there's not only one side to them. And here we have the 9 of Mirrors. It's the same card as this, the 9 of Cups. And it comes to clarify the firm foundation. And this is you being able to be this warrior-like also with these fragile people. Maybe before you were a little bit like running around with the bunsy buns, taking care of them so they would never feel the pain or die of shock from love or the heartache that love brings. But now you're taking better care of yourself, and this is kind of what we want to see in this situation. It's acorns there, so more seeds. So if this seed doesn't work out, there's other seeds for you. Okay. So clarification for the authority, and we have the Knight of Stones. So we have we have one king here and one knight. This is a very beautiful energy of a person being rather kind of loyal. So I'm thinking this might be what you are falling in love with this person, or feeling the hope starting in your veins because you see this person, they're being so lovey-dovey, and they seem to be a perfect match for you because they have this beautiful energy of willingness to work together and sacrifice. But underneath the surface, they still have the same trauma as the whole human population have in their masculine side, from going to war and other things that have traumatized our very fragile being. So they want to be good, but they have a side to them that's a little bit unreachable. But the Emperor comes in the reading. It can show the one as well, so I don't want to discourage you totally. And here we have the King of Spirals, comes with this heartache and loss, matches well with the Star card, I feel, because this is kind of the wise magician that has gotten this assignment on Earth. It's painful for this King of Spirals, King of Wands. So this can be Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. This can be Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, and this can be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But and all can be also same person. Everything this can be about yourself, having different sides that you struggling with. But what I'm feeling here is that there's a very high vibration to you coming down here. So you have the capacity to solve this for so many people because you're a little bit more brave and kind of hardcore, even though you're the most, not fragile, but you show your vulnerability. You admit that you can get hurt, while other people here in this equation might not admit to ever being hurt or always act like they have their shit together. Okay. And here we have with the mental conflict, we have the Ace of Spiral. So I'm thinking you are kind of here to aid a person in their mental conflict and give them a new perspective of things. All these feathers here comes from heaven, and this spiral here. I'm feeling that there can be an ignition here, freedom from this mental overload and schizophrenia that's going on with this person. I'm feeling a person can be like, one day they will be on and totally, in tune with you. Next day they will be cold and a little bit withdrawn. And something here, it's like a message, and it can even be, you becoming pissed off or irritated. But it's very beautiful spiritual energy that wants to ignite like a change with this, so that we come out of this status quo that where we are trying to survive and not engage in our trauma. If we put the lid on, it will never be solved. We can never heal from the trauma. So this comes to clarify the sacrifice, and we have the Eight of Swords here. So I think it's easy for both you and this other person to become very dependent on what other people think. They might be dependent to what their family thinks or the neighbor thinks, and you might be dependent so much to what they think about you. And this gives you a very insecure position because they care about others, you care about them. This is what I'm feeling here. It doesn't have to be correct, but and you have all the wisdom in the world, and you're so hardcore. You are this Egyptian lotus flower, and here comes a little bit Egyptian touch as well. So I'm feeling you have ancient wisdom to deal with this situation. You will know when it comes out, and there's solutions to this. Usually Eight of Swords can feel like there's no solution, I'm stuck. But there's solutions here because you need to communicate your wisdom that you have. And then we have Memories of Love. Memories of Love is the Six of Cups, so it's past life and childhood card. And here we have the Divine Child and being the Hierophant. So I'm almost feeling like you're here to free someone's lost inner child, like the Divine Masculine's lost inner child or your own lost inner child. So this child that's being covered over with this mental capacity to compartmentalize and kind of forget that something ever happened, or kind of just put a lid on some feelings. But here it's not supposed to be put a lid on, it's supposed to come to life. So I'm thinking the little bit of conflict between two wills can almost encourage this more stagnant energy to take a leap out in their own more spiritual masculinity, okay, more vulnerable masculinity. So, and this is the last card, and it's the Eight of Mirrors, so Eight of Cups. So you will have to remember that even if this situation promises like the world to you, you also need to be prepared to walk away from mirroring yourself in this person if it gets out of hand, or they don't want to do the work, or you get disrespected or anything like that. So always have your own back is what this cards is advising you. And you have your staff here. So you are a wanderer. It might be that you're just here to wake this person up and then move on. That can be also a possibility. But there's a relationship of importance here that's coming into your life, and treat it with care, but most care for yourself. Okay, so try to do the work and be brave, but in the end have your own back. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing with this. And thank you so much for watching, and I hope this helped. And if you have more questions, you can turn to other readings at my channel and see if you can get more of the information about this situation. Okay, so I will tuck together your cards and move on to pile number 3. So this is pile number 3. And we have this beautiful stone here pointing to your reading. Okay, and these are your cards. This is the the energy oracle cards, and underneath we have the radiant Rider-Waite. So I'll put out these cards for you. Start with the energy oracle cards. So the center card here is Angel of Balance. So it shows that you are in a situation now that will require very old knowledge from you. You have very old knowledge, and you need to use it now. So know that you are in your own authority, but also take really good care of yourself. It's like there's an opposition, and you're supposed to stay in balance and know what you know, and kind of share your knowledge and not fail on yourself. And always take really good care of yourself so you can stay in balance. The divine needs you right now. The world needs you right now. So don't fall out of balance. Don't become disheartened or give up on life just because maybe people are acting in certain ways or failing on you or something like that. Don't fail on yourself. Stay in balance because you and your knowledge is much needed in this situation at this point. And here we have the Angel of Strength. So we have Angel of Balance and Angel of Strength. So you come from this, I'm feeling the pyramids, and the lion has some connection here. And we have this half cycle here, moon, this is halo. So there's some kind of memory, some kind of strength, some kind of, you have been a very respected person in a past life. And you have been, you are a wise soul in many past lives. And this you can't ever forget in this situation. You need to stay in your self-respect. You need to not feel like a failure or, very insignificant nothing. Try to feel your own serenity, feel your own importance, feel your own wisdom, stay in your own authority, stay in your own inner peace, your inner bliss, take your home with you wherever you go. Don't be disheartened, okay? Broken heart. Okay, so there it is. So it seems like you are in front of a tough situation that risks breaking your heart, and you are not really, if it happens, it happens. It's not the end of the world. So if someone breaks your heart here, it's not because you are punished, it's because they don't know better. But you are here to teach them something. It might be a long cycle of lessons. Maybe now you are being this wise creature, maybe giving your love, giving your wisdom in a situation, yet it ends with heartbreak. And but what you have done, or how you will apply yourself in this situation, will be very important and will spread like rings on water. And it might be that this will change the course of the person that's kind of breaking your heart. It can change the course of their life. It's that important. You can have this great impact on someone to maybe make them see things in the same thing you see things now. They might see things in the future. So that is what I'm feeling. So even if this situation will go straight south, it's still super important. So stay true to yourself. Regardless of the consequences, speak your truth, even if that means that this person is, kind of abandoning you or saying no to you or can't handle you or is overwhelmed by you or whatever. Doesn't matter. You need to be you, because this uniqueness of you it's going to give some kind of echo. Okay. And here we have contract. So you have kind of a soul contract to meet with this person. So it's a destined situation. And you have some kind of karma together to be solved. This might just be, drama number 10 or life number 10 with the same drama, and 11 maybe 6. I'm getting a lot of numbers here. And there's books of wisdom here and a scale, and we are talking about balance here. And what I'm feeling is that you have the know-how to do the correct thing in this situation. You just need to stay in balance and know that this might not be here to give you forever happiness, but it's here to give the world your wisdom, okay? And to solve old karma stuff where you might have let yourself be hurt or victimized, or even hurt and victimized others. But it's if we have let ourselves become hurt and you become hurt again, it's fine. It doesn't add to the karma. It actually makes you, it's like you're playing car accident over and over until it doesn't touch you anymore. So what if you don't love me or don't want to be with me, or your life is better without me? My life is great without you too. So you might come to that conclusion eventually when having this happening again and again and again. Okay, so you will have run your head in the wall so many times that it gets, a little thicker. So, okay. And here we have the 7th chakra Archangel Uriel. So it's really a spiritual quest you're on at this point, and you're being very guided. And we see this book here, and she has this yarn here with some kind of healing potion, and there's books here. So it's almost like you're here with your wisdom to heal this situation. Maybe not immediately that there will be a healing immediately. It might be, but anyway, the broken heart will come to surface. So you will at times feel brokenhearted, even if the situation doesn't end, or it ends with you being abandoned or anything like that. It can still bring up a lot of triggers, and these triggers are important because it's milestones showing important wisdom that needs to be gained and needs to be shared. And here we have a community, so 3 of Cups. So it might be that you're not going to date or find only one person here in love. It might be that you're going to have to do this with several people, But don't get too stuck with this. It might be that you're also meeting old friends from old past life, and it will be fun too. It will be loving, and it will be exciting and a beautiful adventure. You will feel like you're kindred spirits as well. So it's not only bad, it can be fun dating, even if things doesn't go as planned. Okay. And here we have the 6th chakra, Archangel Metatron. So a lot over this high chakra level. So it's about you really polishing your intuition. And when you feel like a strong feeling, it's something on the schedule, something that needs to be taken up about your broken heart. So it might be that you will be like an alarm. You will be start a relationship, and you will be like an alarm, like, hey, something is up here. Your intuition is telling you, and there's something that needs to be solved accordingly with this contract. So you might have to talk with a person about this broken heart, like how you don't want to have your heart broken, for example, and what kind of changes you want to see in the relationship or in the situation. So it's about you bringing up topics that has to do with healing and to maybe avoid a broken heart as well. And here we have anxiety, and you can feel like this is your enemy, but I'm feeling almost it's pointing to where the problem is. So when you get anxious, don't be too dramatic, but kind of use this anxiousness and use it as this pan. You put sand in it and you do like this, and they will wash out gold, like small pieces of gold from this. So do this anytime you get anxious. Do this and find out, okay, what's the gold here? What's the wisdom that needs to be communicated? So the issue that needs to be communicated. How am I at risk of being hurt here? And what can I communicate with my person here? And here we have blossoming abundance. So it seems to be leading to a lot of things being kind of fertilized and blooming, and beautiful blossoms coming to life that before maybe you didn't have the guts to share because you thought that there was so much to lose. But here you kind of need to be ready to lose this thing that you will gain at any point, just so that you won't be afraid to bring out your blossoming abundance, because it's this gold that wants to come to surface. We can see also there's some gold here in the trees. See if we can focus on it. And beautiful blossoms and gold. So your anxiety is gold from your intuition that's pointing out to what's usually breaking your heart, so that you can be aware and communicate about it before it happens. So you might not have particularly understanding people around you. I can't say. It seems like rather nice, but a little bit threatening with the 9. No, the anxiety and the broken heart here. Yes, that was 9 and this is 18. So 1 + 8, 9, 9. Okay. So you might feel not 100% supported. If you wouldn't be anxious. But it's still something fertile that wants to come out of this. So this is the Radiant Rider White, and it's clarifying this energy oracle cards. And the angel strength comes with the Ace of Cups. So it's a new beginning in love, and you need to be very strong, stronger than ever before. And clarification for the anxiety is the Page of Cups in the reversed. So it shows this, your inner child giving off the alarm, telling that, oil level is low, or you need to fill up with cooler water, or whatever it is. Airplane is flying too low, it's close to the tree, it's going to crash. So listen to this little antenna here, but don't take all the gravel, and throw in the face of your person. Remember to do this first, because the Page of Cups can be rather immature and, screaming about things and claiming attention. So you are allowed to claim attention, but do it in a proper way, like a little bit more diplomatic. So, and clarifying the contract is the Queen of Cups in the reversed. So it shows that you're not too keen on fixing this contract, and your contract might be in you letting other people victimize you. And we can see she's holding this little cup here. So what's important here is your emotion. They're going to be your guiding light and the healing potion as well. So don't mistreat your own emotion. Don't hide them away. You can be very cool when you're speaking, but speak about your not so cool emotions. So you can be level-headed and calm, say, this is what I feel, this is, because you can't control what another person is doing, but you can present to them what you like and what you don't like. And then it's up to them to catch the ball or to drop it. And if they drop it, it's very hard to have a relationship with this person. And clarify for community is the Knight of Wands. So you might meet someone at a party or a gathering or through a dating app or something, and you might not entirely trust this person. You might feel like they are going from flower to flower. This can be Sagittarius, Leo, Aries, but it can be any person that comes in and really charms you and take you by, like, sweep you off your feet. But you will feel insecure if this person is, if they are really after you, or if they want also this and that person. So it can be that kind of issue, trust issues. And here, to clarify the angel of balance, we have the Temperance that's also trying to balance things. So I'm thinking the crucial thing for you here is to stay in balance. Don't give yourself and your whole soul and everything away to someone. Try to stay in balance. Don't get too attracted, don't fall too deep in love. This is the second card for love in the major arcana, so it shows a great attraction. But when it's in the reverse, it might be that we feel like we're attracted to a person that doesn't really catch us when we fall. Clarifying the sixth chakra, we have the Eight of Wands. So you will get a lot of problematic messages from the divine. They will send you a lot of energy. And you might want to know, no, this is not happening. I don't have a problem. Everything is fine. No, I'm not worried. And really, there comes in a lot of stuff that wants to be dealt with. And it's actually positive stuff. It wants to be clarified and clearing up misunderstandings. And making also no room for this person to play you, because you will be so attentive. You will see exactly what's going on. And bring the topic to the surface, so they won't have a chance of, kind of trusting that you will be this blue-eyed, lovey-dovey, and just, go with everything they say because you want the chance with them. No, you need to put them to the wall and say, hey, this is what I need if I'm going to be in a relationship with you. And that's making them having no easy way out, and they might have to be more straightforward with you and also more honest, for better and for worse. We have a seventh chakra archangel Uriel here with the King of Wands in the reverse, so might show that the person will be a little bit inconsistent and kind of feel almost attacked by this. They might be used to just being able to charm you with their wits and charm here and make you fall for them, and then you wouldn't be a problem. You will just be kind of source for love and appreciation for them. So it feels like they are almost a little bit irritated with you, but this is something that their higher self or soul needs to learn to kind of kickstart them into becoming this really developed higher soul self. So you're kind of here to wake them, it seems. So their old game is kind of not working. So, and with Blossoming Abundance, we have the Seven of Swords, and it's in the reversed. So it's this grain of gold I'm feeling here. The grain of gold isn't only, what should you tell about what's the problem. It's also, taking this grain of golds, and these are the ones you're investing in. You don't invest in the sand, okay? So in stupid relationship, you don't invest. You invest in these gold pennies here. And even if the gold pennies turn, black or shows to be fake, you don't invest in them either. So this is you kind of exposing the people that's sand. That's just, the gold that turns to sand. They are not legit. So you don't invest in them. And that is what's going to give you the blossoming abundance in the later stages, if you are able to say no to stupid things. Here we have the Six of Cups comes with a broken heart. And so this is connected to the Lovers card, and it's this balance again. So you're very much here to teach people something, but you might be over functioning, kind of being too kind, to running around with this bouncy bond, saving people, things like this. And then we have the Three of Cups and the Devil. So Three of Cups is kind of the same card as we have here. You can see the resemblance. So don't be fully trusting that this person is only dating you. They might spread their, seeds or gold to a little bit to anyone. Be attentive of the signals. Don't believe my reading. If I say that this person might break your heart and be unfaithful, you don't have to believe me, but you have to believe your own intuition if it comes and say this thing. And it says, if it says your gold that you thought you found has turned to sand, you should believe it. Okay, don't play with these things, because you don't want to end up victimized by a person that is kind of running around getting rewards for themselves while leaving a lot of broken hearts after them. And you might have something important to teach this person and to learn to this person by not being their supply. Okay. So I hope this helped, and that you are being now warned that be a little bit careful with the situation you are in. But give yourself to new situation and adventures. But as soon as your intuition say no, you communicate about that and see the person's reaction. If they are dealing with it and taking it seriously, is a good person. They are gold. If they are not taking it seriously, but actually, trying to make it into nothing that needs to be taken care of or addressed, then they are sand. Okay, so it's simple as that. I hope this helped, and if you need more help, there's other readings on my channel that you can turn to get more advices. So I'm picking together these cards, and I will meditate a few seconds also on the song. It came through different songs, but I wasn't really paying attention, so they just slipped away. So but I will put the song in the description box next to the timestamp, so you'll have the numbers of the timestamps and then the link to your song. And the song is Forgive Me Friend. I heard it as soon as I paused the video, and it's about a person that can't really explain what they are feeling. So that might be the reason to why this person is running around, because they can't open it up to one person. They open up a little bit, and then when it gets too dangerous, they kind of just run away. So you might be there to put a stop sign in their face and say, hey, this is not working, at least not with me. Okay, so moving on to pile number 4. And pile number 4 is Psychic Tarot of the Heart and Card of the Cat People. And we have here, I will check the timestamp first. So pile number 4, and this beautiful mountain crystal rock, clear crystal rock. Let's have some impurities in it, telling us its story. So starting to put out your cards here, Psychic Tarot of the Heart, and we will use the Tarot of the Cat People to clarify the cards. So, first card here is the Control. It's the Strength card. So it shows that you need to be on top of your game here and be very grown up. What would Jesus have done? What would someone more hardcore also have done? Because you need to be able to also throw the worthless servant out on the street, not only turn the other cheek, but be the bigger person, but be calm and cool, self-respect, take good care of yourself. 8. And here we have lead also. 4, it's the Emperor, so be the leader, take leadership. And it's almost like your soul self is stepping in here. We can see this also here. This is the person standing behind. This is the person standing behind. And I'm hearing your song now. It's a third person walking behind you. I think it's hotel walls. So I'll put it in the description box next to the timestamp. You will see a link, a YouTube link, and it's to your song. And it's like a mini reading for you. It will give you more inkling. So it seems like your higher self is here. And you are kind of a animation here on earth of your higher self. It's almost like you're looking through a looking glass. And the thing you see down here, it's your life. But the real you is behind the looking glass. And it's this person walking behind you here. So it's major arcana card, so it seems to be some important mission is going on here. And here we have trust. So you're supposed to be super loyal towards yourself, but also, you know, you're kind of a soldier on a mission. So don't be too nostalgic about things. The Fool is, this is trust, the Fool, is kind of leaving old things behind as they go to the next mission. But it's also open up to the adventure and to throw themselves out of the cliff, being vulnerable, throwing themselves out into the experience of life, but also being like always moving on. So if you're called to move on, do so. Don't stay in a situation just to squeeze the last drop of blood out of it. It's not necessary if it doesn't feel good. If it feels wonderful, great, stay forever. But if something feels off, don't be afraid to leave and to move on to your next adventure. Okay. So, and here we have choose your battle. So it's kind of the same notion here. Don't stay with just whomever just because you finally felt something special for this person, or you don't want to, you don't have the stamina to go and date another person. Have the stamina to go and date another person and choose your battles. Don't stay with unfit lovers, friends, situations. Try to be a little bit more attentive to what you need and what you don't need. So use the law of repulsion to say no to situation you don't want. And here we have change your focus. So also don't focus so much on the past, what has been. What has been has been. You have gotten great knowledge out of these past situations, both from past lives and from this life. And that's great, but don't dwell on the knowledge. You can process it and heal it and talk about it, but always aim towards a positive future. You want something better for yourself, so don't put too much focus on the old or what didn't work. Try to, okay, this didn't work and now I want it to work like this. This is what I want. So the law of attraction, what you put most focus on will be what will come back to you. Yes, okay. And here we have joy and stability. So it's a Four of Wands, and it matches well with the major arcana for Emperor card lead. So it's self-love. It's like you have married yourself here, but you still have some pain from the past or things that hasn't worked out super well. But now when you love yourself, you also can aim towards a better future for yourself. This birds that's flying in a certain direction, and this tree is pointing to something. So it's like you're on a road to something better because of you being able to be in your own authority, taking the lead and creating joy and stability for yourself, regardless what other people is trying to create for you. So be very mindful of having, being logic in situations and choosing what's best for you, not what your achy breaky heart wants, because sometimes it can get a little bit addicted. And here we have release. It's this choose your battles and release. Release is the death card. So you can really start to, release old energies. You don't have to be stuck with these kind of faces, meeting the same faces, the same stupid situations again and again. When you find them to be stupid, release them, go to the next stuff. Okay, don't stay in a situation that only give you battles. So it needs to give you rejoice and happiness and a sense of security and feeling uplifted and feeling taken care of, and like someone has your back. It shouldn't be a battle. It should be a companionship if you're meeting someone. And here we have daydreams and decisions. So it's another 7. 7s are spiritual challenges. So it's, as I said, it's a little bit easy for you to get caught up in daydreams, and you invest so much in what you want out of the situation that you have a hard time to choose your battles. You have already made, see, almost like a heart here. I heart you, I love you already. You love them, and you don't want to, not choose them. So even if things get really tough, you continue choosing them. But here you are rather asked to not do that. You're actually asked to kind of ditch the situation that doesn't work and choose a new situation. Always be aimed towards this. This is your life mission right now. To be able to do this, to not stay in a stupid situation if the situation becomes stupid. And throat chakra, also communicate. Maybe communicate of what you have been through and what you don't want to see and what you want to see instead. So maybe life will give you this, or maybe even this, if you meet a new person here, one of these that you choose that's not coming with battles. And if you can communicate yourself, and you can always move forward with this sparkling energy, as long as you can do that, keep them as a companion. But if they don't want to listen anymore, or if it starts to feel like the old situations that haven't been particularly fun for you, move on. Okay, trust that the divine will give you other things. It's the law of attraction, law of repulsion that you're using here. Say no to the things you don't want. Dream of the things you do want. And if the reality doesn't really match the dream, have high expectations on people. They need to meet high standards. In either case, they will be lazy and take you for granted. Okay. And you will compromise and stay in stupid situations. So clarifying with the Tarot of the Cat people. So with the lead here, we have the Page of Cups. So there's a very big danger with you becoming, like, losing your authority. You're this wise old soul with everything, like so much support from the divine, and you think, no, probably I'm not right. I feel like this. I'm probably just, over emotional. Don't do that. And here we have the Emperor again. There's the Emperor here and the Emperor here. And it's when you kind of lose your logic and get lost in the la-la land. So you forget about your mission and you I just want to feel at home. I just want to be loved. I want this to work. I don't want to move on. I'm tired. So then you lose your rebel focus. So don't do that either. Okay. And clarification to the 7 of, and we have 7 here, 7 of Wands. This is 6 of Cups in the reverse as well. So nostalgia again. You don't want to leave a situation that you have invested in. You feel already so much, or you have invested so much in this relationship. You don't want to leave. You don't want anyone else. You have put your eyes on the prize, and that's the prize you want. So you're ready to sacrifice your own sanity, your own strength, and your own heart, just to get this person that might not be the best match for you. And here we have a 2 of Pentacles in the reverse. So you're also ready to sacrifice your inner peace and drop the ball on your inner peace. The love, the self-respect, the things that you have been able to gain. And rather, I would want you to drop the ball on the situation than on yourself. Always choose yourself instead of the relationship if the relationship isn't supportive towards you. Here in the middle, it's a lot of strength, at least. The High Priest is a high value person that has authority and know what they're doing. So commit to yourself, commit to your dreams, commit to your expectations, commit to being a high value person, and commit to finding a high value person to partner up with. Don't settle with second best or 3-legged horse. So, and here we have a Death card together with the witchy woman of Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is Aries, as is the Emperor here. We also have Taurus energy and Leo energy here, and other energies. And this is Scorpio. So, be brave. Be sure of yourself. Be a little bit bitchy. You can do without. Okay, you don't need these other people. It's almost like I want to add a song to you. I'm hearing something here. X's and O's. X's and O's. It's something about the person that leaves a lot of lovers behind, and this might be what you need to do. So, clarifying the Five of Cups is the King of Swords. So, you need to clear your thinking. If you want to create beautiful things in your life, you can't think about always the things that went wrong. Try to think about the things you want instead. Take charge over your emotions. No, over your thoughts, sorry. Emotions and thoughts, okay. This is emotions, this is thoughts, cups and swords. So, how we take charge of our emotions, we can do so by, the mind is by the emotions. We can stay with the emotions in our body, and it will be very hard for us to think negative thoughts while we have our attention on a certain body part, because our mind has a hard time splitting like this. And when we put attention to our emotions, we actually heal them. And then to not get stuck in the yucky emotions when you have healed them as much as you're able to at this point, stay with them as long as you had the will to, or could withstand maybe the pain at some point can be like this. You meditate and you breathe in light and spread the light into your body. And so this is heightening your frequency. So you need to really work on heightening your frequency and stay aimed towards what you want in your life and focus less on what you don't want. But heal yourself. Don't stay up in the mind overthinking, thinking. Relax your mind by being mindful of your body and heal your body. And then meditate by filling in light, heightening your frequency. So being aware of what is there and then heightening the frequency when we have given enough awareness. So that is a good exercise to not think too much when we put a lot of attention on how we feel and being in the now, like now, being aware of what's right now and not being in the past or in the future, which this is pointing to. Clarification for the throat chakra is the Ace of Swords. So seeing this seems so scared. So you have a little bit problem with communicating what needs to be communicated. So be a little bit more brave, be a little bit more, hardcore, stand your own ground, be your own, superhero, and know that you are wise enough to make these decisions and to say what needs to be said. And you can also take the consequences because you can always move on. And the clarification for the Fool card is the Ten of Swords and Five of Wands. So whenever things feels like this, like they're always backstabbing you or deserting you, your cat is tied there and can't really come and help you. The cat has a problem here too. Five of Wands, when you don't have the same goal and they constantly kind of backstab you or don't have your back, that's the key for you to move on. If they have your back and they are trying to cooperate with you, fine. But this is the red flags you're looking for. And then it's time to be the Fool. And yeah, next adventure, please. Okay. So this was your monthly love predictions for singles. And I hope this helped. And if you want to support my channel, you can do so not only by watching my reading, but also commenting, liking, subscribing, and sharing my videos. You can also donate to my channel through the link in the description box, or you can make Google Donate by clicking my ads or watch them for 30 seconds or to the end of the ad, whichever comes first. This is keeping my humble revenue up so I can free up time to make more content like this for you on this channel. And thank you so much in advance. I'm truly grateful for my wonderful, loving and supporting viewers. And until next time, stay really blessed. Okay, bye-bye.